Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Aaron Hersterbommer, and I am with XTIVIA, and thank you for joining us for another one of our CRM Snacktime Snippets. I'm excited to have my colleague joining us today. His name is Zach Bodine. So Zach actually oversees our Salesforce practice. And today's Snacktime Snippet is really focused around Salesforce. So we wanted to make sure we had Zach on today so that we could adequately kind of answer any questions that may come up afterwards, or just kind of talk through some of these things, because Zach's about as knowledgeable as they come when it comes to Salesforce. But really what the focus of today is really around the Salesforce product line. So as some of you maybe have seen, when you're trying to buy Salesforce, when you're getting launched on Salesforce, or you're interested in discussing it as a company, Salesforce has really expanded their product line over the last several years. So it can actually get a little maybe overwhelming, a little confusing to really figure out and understand, hey, which product might be the best fit for me, right? Which one is the fit for our organization? What are we trying to do? What use cases do we have? What industry are we in? So with that, on today's Snacktime Snippet, we just wanted to give you kind of a high-level rundown on most of the Salesforce products. We have a lot to go through, but trust me, there is even more. But at least give you kind of an understanding on most of the well-known products, so that you are, better set up to figure out what might be the right fit for your organization as you launch on the Salesforce journey.
So when you're kind of looking at Salesforce products, there's three different classifications that we've put them under. One is your standard core clouds. So these are all the core Salesforce clouds that when you purchase Salesforce, your organization will kind of be centered around these clouds. Then there's industry specific clouds that Salesforce has released over time, that caters specifically to your business's industry. And then the last is specific products that service a unique product situation that you need to enhance your business. So go ahead, Mike, and why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, sure. So thank you for that, Zach. Yeah, and so really Salesforce, obviously where they got their start. The name of the product, is Salesforce. So the first one to kind of touch on today is Salesforce Sales Cloud. What a lot of CRMs do, what their bread and butter is really that sales aspect of it. So whether it is, wanting to understand, and do better on lead generation, qualifying your leads, turning them into actual sales opportunities, what is in our pipeline, how much money do we have out there, what type of business are we trying to close, when is it going to close, allowing you to do all of that within one platform, manage your customers, manage those activities with customers. And you could even take it a step further than that, manage all your quotes, all your orders. All of those aspects are things that the Sales Cloud function can help you do. So that's really just the first of many, but it's also really where Sales Cloud got their start.
And the next cloud that Salesforce built sort of initially as just a bolt-on on top of Sales Cloud, but now kind of serves as its own cloud, is Service Cloud. And so, every business has a sales organization, and then a product that they sell or a service that they deliver. And then that product or service needs support agents to provide service to those customers. Whether it's issues, requests, questions. And so they do that through a case management module within Service Cloud, so that they can provide and track all of the issues, requests, and questions that clients have inside Salesforce. Lots of times this is a complementary product that is added after Sales Cloud, but sometimes it does serve as just its own individual Salesforce use case. With Service Cloud, you can like post knowledge articles, write escalation rules, and there's an omni-channel, so it can track different ways that your cases get routed into your system. There's a lot of functionality there.
Next one that also kind of becomes or can be played hand in hand with the Customer Service Cloud is Experience Cloud, which formerly was known as Community Cloud. They've rebranded it now as Experience Cloud. I think that's the hot new word, hot new topic of the day. But what Experience Cloud is really it gives you the ability to build kind of almost your own website, and give either your customers or your partners or whoever, vendors, whoever it might be, access to your data. So whether maybe that is on the customer service side where, you want your customers to log their own cases or check the status of cases or interact with your customer service agents. Maybe it's partner management and you're supplying your partners with leads and opportunities, or they're submitting leads and opportunities. That can all be done in Experience Cloud. Same thing, it could even be from an internal purpose, HR activities, whatever it might be, but your own internal portal for all of your internal employees to go in and leverage for whatever type of use case you may need. So that giving those customers, those maybe outside people, access to your data is really where Experience Cloud comes into play. And obviously, as with anything with Salesforce, it's completely configurable, completely customizable. So you can rebrand it and make it look exactly how you want it to look and feel.
Next, we'll cover the Nonprofit Cloud, also known as Nonprofit Success Pack. So nonprofit is really built and catered around donor management and being able to track donations from individual donors in Salesforce. And so when you get Nonprofit Cloud, they give you all these pre-built objects that are built around managing this process, and a lot of automation and functionality already built in. So you don't have to buy a base Salesforce instance and then create these customizations. They're already packaged into Nonprofit Success Pack. So things like fundraising, donor management, managing recurring donations, grant management, payment processing, and even case management is included, as well as there's some marketing engagement functionality in there as well. So you see lots of companies that are wanting to attain donations from donors, perhaps for a rare disease that they're wanting to perform R&D on. They could be leveraging Nonprofit Success Pack to get those donations, get them tracked, do the marketing to get more donations brought in, and then managing that whole donor management process.
Marketing, the next big one. So Marketing Cloud. So that's always, marketing and sales goes hand in hand. Sometimes there's overlap. Some people, handle dual roles, other ones completely separate teams, but it still needs to work together, right? So Marketing Cloud, another product of Salesforce, which allows you to do all types of marketing, aspects, whether it's a bunch of email blasting and notification, drip campaigns, put your clients through a customer journey, as so to speak. So based on how they interact with your emails, your touches with your clients, they can put them through this entire customer journey, right? Maybe it is bringing in kind of some of the social aspects of it with like LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook. Maybe it is also, doing the web analytics with Google and tying all of that stuff in, building landing pages and things of that nature. But all of that can be done through Salesforce Marketing Cloud, which is then tied directly to your Sales Cloud. So then not only does your marketing team have the tools that they need to succeed, but the sales team has all of the information at their disposal to be able to adequately do their jobs and figure out, okay, which leads should I go after first? What are they interested in? They're not going in blind with these conversations. They know who to speak with, what they're interested in, and the right questions to ask.
The next cloud is Commerce Cloud. So Commerce Cloud is really an e-commerce platform. So anytime you're going online and you're buying a product online, that's through an e-commerce site. So Commerce Cloud, Salesforce Commerce Cloud provides you basically all the tools to really easily launch an e-commerce platform. And then they synchronize all that data back to your Salesforce environment for your people to manage internally via an order management product. So those two are intertwined. So all you purchase something on that site, where does that order go? Once it gets purchased, it comes into Salesforce, is tracked as an order in Salesforce. So now your back office can do everything they need to do to verify shipping, billing, any sort of delivery of the product, and managing inventory. All of that is done inside order management, which is the backend for e-commerce, your e-commerce site. So again, if you want to list any of your products, if you're an online business and all your products are listed online and you want to make sure people can navigate, go to your site, purchase any products that you have, you would be leveraging Salesforce Commerce Cloud.
And the last one we want to touch on today is Integration Cloud. So a few years back, Salesforce actually acquired a product called MuleSoft, which we're very proficient in. We have a large team in. And look, with Salesforce, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can integrate Salesforce to one of your backend systems, to a marketing system, to whatever tool it might be. Integration Cloud really leverages the API management, and it gives you the right tools and the right platform for you to utilize if you're trying to tie in, not only Salesforce and your accounting system, but also maybe your marketing system, a logistics system, whatever it might be. If you're trying to tie in multiple systems together, Integration Cloud is a great tool to utilize to work with the APIs and manage your APIs in an easier fashion moving forward than having to maybe go with the full, customizable route where you're having to change code and things like that, where Integration Cloud gives you all the tools that you need to manage that easily moving forward.
So now we're going to get into the industry specific clouds. And the first one we'll touch on briefly is Health Cloud. And by the way, Health Cloud is what our next Snacktime Snippet is going to be about. We're going to go a deep dive into Health Cloud, but for now, I'll just make it high level. So if you are a hospital system, if you are a doctor's office, an insurance company, health insurance company, those are just some examples. You would be a good fit to leverage Health Cloud. So you can track patient information, you can track medical claims, you can track medical programs, and then reimbursement of those claims, any sort of insurance, health insurance verification, ICD-10 codes. These are all examples of use cases for using Salesforce Health Cloud. And Health Cloud is built on top of Service Cloud. So when you get Health Cloud, you're also getting, the case management and all that information, patient portal that you'd be getting from Service Cloud as well.
Another one that we're quite familiar with, Financial Services Cloud. So again, like Zach was just kind of outlining with Health Cloud, it's really the same way with Financial Services Cloud, and that there's a bunch of different aspects of financial services that it covers, whether you might be in banking, whether you're in insurance, maybe mortgage lending, wealth or asset management. Financial Services Cloud is basically, again, kind of a toolkit, if you will, built right within Salesforce for that industry vertical. So like I said, maybe it's asset management that you're trying to do and manage all that for your big customer base, managing those funds. All of that can be done inside of Salesforce. Same thing with maybe insurance, banking, whatever it might be. Financial services is another one of their most popular industry verticals out there in the marketplace today.
So Manufacturing Cloud was really created to help align sales and operations together. It's for manufacturing companies, and it gives them a better glimpse at their sales forecasting and managing their business. It also gives them customer 360 view. So everyone in their organization can look at a customer and have all the information in one location. Many times companies integrate their ERP system directly with Salesforce Manufacturing Cloud, and then they can track all their orders again through that order management system in Salesforce. But it basically gives the company a full sales cycle look at their orders and their volume, and helps them manage their inventory for sales forecasting. And then it also lets them also manage their sales agreements. Anytime you're a manufacturer and you're selling large volumes of products to companies, they're typically very detailed sales agreements that have more information in your typical sales process. And so Manufacturing Cloud is leveraged for that. And it also gives them, separate from just total sales forecasting, it gives them account-based forecasting so they can forecast for their individual customers.
And consumer goods is another popular one these days, becoming more and more prevalent actually as we speak. But consumer goods, another vertical that they offer, and several things that can kind of help those types of companies with. Obviously with Salesforce, it allows you to be connected from everywhere, right? So one thing that you always have to be leery of with consumer goods is, complaints, thoughts from your clients. So making sure that you are always giving your clients the right experience, giving them the avenues that they need to, speak to your customer service representatives, whether it's a complaint, a good review, whatever it is. But it also will, since so many consumer-based companies, their reps are out in the field. So Salesforce Consumer Goods Cloud gives them the tools to be successful when they are out in the field. So whether it is kind of more account planning, so it's a lot of times you're territorial based, making sure you're routing yourself to the right day, the right locations, the right times, all of that stuff, and have the tools in your hand to the data that you need to do your job. Same thing with even like managing promotions that the company might have going on, all those different types of trade promotions. Those are all just standard features inside of Consumer Goods Cloud, because it is a little bit obviously different type of business than many others that you might see out there today. So.
The next is Government Cloud. I believe it's called Government CRM. It's really designed for businesses that that have to work with the government, and so making sure that they meet all the regulatory demands that working with the government has. So Salesforce provides that regulatory oversight, and so these are like businesses that interact with social services, contact centers, emergency response. Those are some examples. And then making sure that these businesses are compliant within those government sectors. And so Salesforce really manages a lot of the security and compliance for these companies within their platform, so that they can focus on providing, perfect, service and support to their government entities.
And the last one we want to touch on is Utilities Cloud, or Energy and Utilities Cloud now. And also keep in mind, everyone, there are other industry-specific verticals out there from Salesforce. I want to say there's like 20 in total, maybe. But we just wanted to today kind of pick and talk through some of the most popular ones, some of the most prevalent ones that we see out there in the marketplace today. So, the energy and utility space, obviously, again, like some of these other ones, customer service is so important, right? So making sure that your customer service agents have tools that they need to succeed. So when customers are calling in, or when they're trying to make changes to their account, that they have those tools to be able to do that. And that's also where like Experience Cloud that we mentioned earlier comes into play in this. But also it gives your team the tools to not only help your customers and your partners resolve issues, get questions answered, but also allows you to educate them, right? So obviously energy is a hot button topic these days. So being able to educate your partners, educate your customers with, the right sustainable offerings and things like that are all areas where Utility Cloud can come into play. And that doesn't matter if you're on the energy sector, the power, utilities, oil and gas, all of those subsectors of, utilities all fall into this Utility Cloud space. And like we said, there are plenty of other clouds out there today from an industry-specific vertical one. There's, higher education, there's philanthropy, there's other ones as well. But we just wanted to touch on a few of the most popular ones for today's session.
So the next group of Salesforce product lines are literally specific products that Salesforce sells on top of their Salesforce package. So the first one that I'll cover is Pardot, or Pardot. You might hear it named, but it is a B2B email marketing engine, and it's designed to provide companies with email marketing automation. So typically, if you have an opportunity pipeline and there are opportunities that have been sitting in a stage for a certain amount of time and you want to re-engage them, you can do automated email marketing campaigns. Or you might just say, this is our standard email marketing strategy for anytime an opportunity enters our pipeline. And as they progress through, you can do drip campaigns. And then Pardot also allows you to track the level of engagement from the customer on what content they're clicking on and what they're interested in. So certainly for B2B, It is a very, very popular Salesforce product that most sales companies leverage to perform their email marketing.
Good. So the next one I'll cover is CPQ, better known as Configure Price Quote. So what that is, so as we kind of mentioned earlier, and if you're familiar with Salesforce Sales Cloud, there is a quoting engine inside of Salesforce Sales Cloud, but sometimes that's just not enough depending on your business, what you sell, whatever it might be. So CPQ really takes that and it extends it. So if your products are kind of like you build them from scratch for every single customer or based on what you choose, then you have all these different options and colors and schemes and everything like that, where it's actually building the quote is a pretty extensive process, and you have, thousands or millions of different, SKUs to choose from. And there's a bunch of dependencies and rules based on all that, and that's all tied into specific pricing. Then that's where CPQ comes in. So it's another bolt-on product right for Salesforce that really typically, again, ties in with Sales Cloud. But depending on how complex your quoting needs are, what your products and your discounts and things of that nature look like, then CPQ can be a very powerful tool for your organization to use.
The next one we'll cover is Field Service. So this is a newer product that Salesforce has, but it's certainly growing in popularity. So any type of company that has agents that are out in the field, where they want to give them a platform to track their activity and their interactions with clients, it's leveraged for. So it's also includes a scheduling component. So if you are a internet installer, you have your employees who are out in the field at visiting clients, and they are enabling internet services for those customers. The agents would leverage an app that comes with Field Service, where they would go onto, and they could see what appointments they have for that day. They would interact with those appointments and enter in and track their information directly there. And then it also gives a portal end to the customer where they can see that an agent is visiting them. This is what's scheduled to take place at your residence today, and be able to track all that information. So it's like a holistic view of you interacting with a customer, and the scheduling and coordination of the delivery of those services all tracked within one application. So that's what Field Service Lightning is.
And then the next one I have is Datarama. So Datarama really actually kind of goes hand in hand with the Marketing Cloud components of Salesforce. But what it does is it really kind of takes everything, especially from a reporting perspective, and it extends it using more power, automation, and capabilities. So for instance, if you're an organization that's really heavily marketing on, Facebook and using Google AdWords, and you're using, Twitter for certain things, Datarama will take all the data and all of the information from those platforms and basically spin it how you want to spin it. So build out different reports around that information, slice and dice the data as you see fit, and it allows you and your team to really kind of more focus on some of like the value added things that the marketing team should be focusing on, instead of having to sit there for hours on end and compile information, try to build the reports themselves, whereas Datarama will come into play and take out a lot of that manual, entry and finding the information, because it'll spin off the information that you want to see and allow the team a full view into everything that's going on every marketing campaign, no matter the platform that you might be using. Like I said, whether it is social media, something from your website, some other tool, or some other avenue that you might be doing, Datarama will take all that information and combine it so that you can look at it and view it the way that you and your organization find useful.
Next is Heroku. Heroku is a cloud-based platform. It's a platform as a service that allows developers to deploy, manage, and scale modern day applications. And then allows them to host those applications for customers. So think about Amazon Web Services. And what they do, that's basically what Heroku is Salesforce's version of. Only there's a lot of developer components built in that allows developers to easily deploy and manage those applications for customers. So in a simple form, think of Heroku as AWS for Salesforce.
And finally, the last one we'll touch on today is Salesforce Shield. So Shield is really just an added level of security, I would say. Not that Salesforce already is in a very secure system, but depending on like the type of organization that you are, the type of data that you're hosting within Salesforce, data security can always be a big concern. So Shield basically just takes that to another level, whether it's, encrypting data while even at rest, while nobody's using the system, whether it's utilizing auditing, automating security policies, monitoring the usage of the system and the application. All of those types of different things are just some of the examples of what the Shield product can do for you. So like you'll find a lot of, organizations that maybe have health related data in the system, or like in the financial services industry with a lot of that information, very personal information on their, constituents, their customers. That's where Shield seems to really come into play more so than anything else. Because like I said, it just adds extra levels of, compliance and governance right within Salesforce. Already Salesforce is a very secure tool, but sometimes just depending on the data, there is always a need for more security. So I think that was what we wanted to cover today, was for the Salesforce product suite. So as you saw, Zach and I went through, 15, 20 different products already. Some of them are standalone products, some of them are industry verticals, some of them are bolt-on to things that Salesforce already has. And like what we wanted to do is just kind of give you a quick overview on these products, because, navigating the Salesforce world can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So we just wanted to give you that little snippet. So with that, like Zach had mentioned earlier, we are on our next Snacktime Snippet, and probably our next series of snippets. We are going to be entirely focused on the Salesforce Health Cloud, and really that industry vertical and all the various use cases that you'll find within the Health Cloud space. But so with that, thank you very much for your time. I'm Mike Aaron Hersterbommer. This is Zach Bodine. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you tune in next time for our next CRM Snacktime Snippet.